Hey, sports fans, this is Robert with WTP Sports Dudes. Jumping on this morning to do a recap of yesterday's college football games. Man, listen, there was some exciting football games yesterday. My man Level Up Sports will be on a little bit later on in this video. So I'll just wait for him to come in and then we'll get into some of the main stuff that we want to talk about. But everyone who watched college football yesterday, I know you had to be excited about some of that good football that we got yesterday. There were some upsets. There were some games that let us know that, listen, this team might not be as good as I first thought they were. I was watching that Notre Dame and Northern Illinois game in South Bend, Indiana. And I'm like, Notre Dame, y'all beat Texas A&M last week. How y'all going to fall off and not beat Northern Illinois? Those boys came to play some football yesterday, and they handed it to Notre Dame physically. Now, I like Coach Freeman for Notre Dame. I really do, and I think he's a good fit for that program. But these are games that you cannot lose as the Notre Dame's coach. You have got to win those games because every year, excuse me, you're going to have a schedule that plays teams like USC and those teams in the ACC. So you're always going to have a group of games that are going to be very, very challenging on your schedule. So the games that you have where you let a team like Northern Illinois come in, you have to win those games. You can't let them come in and beat you and you get them a $1.4 million check. That's just, man, listen, you sign those teams up because you think you're going to whoop them. But Notre Dame, you got to do better. Coach Freeman, you got to go back to the drawing board and get those guys ready for what's to come on your schedule. Another game that I was like, wow, was Nebraska and Colorado. Coach Prime, you have got to get some offensive linemen and some defensive linemen on that squad. Otherwise, you're going to go 4-8 every year. You have got to get the line together. I think Nebraska might have sacked Sador Sanders maybe 6 or 7 times. And they hit him another 5 or 6 times. He really got brutalized in that game. And Nebraska's defense, they was on the ball, man. They were really making it tough on Nebraska. I think Nebraska could have scored more points than what they did, but they took the air out of the ball, and they really wasn't trying to throw the ball with their true freshman quarterback. But they were able to run the ball effectively, so they didn't really need to. But Coach Prime, you have got to get that offensive and that defensive line together. Otherwise, your son is in for a long season, and he'll probably lead the country in being sacked like he did last year. And we don't want that young man getting hurt to the point where he cannot fulfill his dreams in the NFL. Because he is definitely a first-round draft pick in the NFL at the quarterback position. But if y'all can't keep him upright and he becomes damaged goods, he's not going to be able to do well in the NFL because his body is going to be too banged up. So I don't know what you need to do offensively. You might need to keep another guy in the block, a running back or something, but you got to get that thing fixed. Another surprising game for me, and we'll talk about it a little bit later once Level Up Sports jumps on, was the Kansas and Illinois game. If you watched my earlier video when I talked about the Big 12 conference, Kansas was one of the teams that I thought was going to be really good with Jalon Daniels at the quarterback position. They got a solid defense. They got a solid run game. I really thought that they were going to win this game, and cover that spread against Illinois. But Illinois shocked them because Illinois has a really good defense. In any of the Big Ten teams, if you sleep on Illinois, defensively, they're going to hold you down scoring wise. But offensively, I don't know how much they have. So you might be able to do some things against them because their offense isn't that great. But defensively, they're going to keep your team from scoring a lot of points and keep themselves in the game. But I really was shocked by that win by Illinois over Kansas yesterday. I'm sorry about Utah's quarterback, Cam Rising. As we all know, over his career in college, he has been hurt so much that you really root for this young man to stay healthy and be able to complete a whole entire season. Yesterday, he went out with a head injury, probably going to be in concussion protocol. Most likely won't play next week. And the only chance that Utah has to win the Big 12 is if Cam Rising is playing quarterback for them. If he's not playing quarterback, they really have no chance of winning the Big 12, in my opinion. But I think that if they can get him back 100% healthy and rolling, they have a good chance of winning the Big 12 because defensively, they are very tough. Physically, they're a very, very tough team. So hopefully he can make that happen. I was really shocked at the Oklahoma and Houston game. I thought Oklahoma, which was favored by 28.5 points, but they only won, I think, by 2 points. I was really shocked. Maybe it would have been 4 points. But anyway, they didn't cover that spread. I was really shocked about that because I thought Oklahoma at home would be able to beat up on Houston, but they didn't. I think that game was maybe 16-12 or something like that. Let me see. Let me check my notes. Oklahoma. I don't think I got it in my notes. Yeah, I think it was 16-12. But I thought for sure that Oklahoma would blow out Houston. I just didn't think Houston had enough talent to compete with them, which is still early in the season. For a lot of these teams, you never know what's going to happen. Another game that shocked me was the Oregon and Boise State game. Oregon, listen, you have got to get that run defense together. You're in the Big Ten where they run the football. If you don't get that run defense together, you are going to be in trouble in the Big Ten because they run that ball, and the first thing they want to do is run that ball. And if you can't stop the run, because yesterday you gave up 192 yards on 25 carries to Ashton Ginty, and he scored 3 touchdowns on you. You play Michigan, who's going to run the ball on you. You play Ohio State, who's going to run the ball on you. And I think you play a couple of other good teams, Penn State as well. They're going to run the football. If you can't stop the run, you have no chance of coming into the Big Ten this season and winning the Big Ten. A lot of commentators were high on Oregon. This is 2 weeks in a row that teams of a lower caliber have shown us what Oregon is. And I know it's early in the season, but I really do believe that Oregon is in trouble in that Big Ten conference. They better right that ship. And when you got a quarterback who cannot throw the ball downfield, what do you think Michigan's defense is going to do to them? He can't throw the ball down the field. What do you think Ohio State's defense is going to do to them if he can't throw the ball down the field? What do you think Penn State's defense is going to do to them if they can't throw the ball down the field? If you're in the chat, please put some questions or some comments in the chat while you're on, and also hit the like button if you can. That's how we keep attendance. That's how we know who has been watching our videos, by you hitting that like button. So I'm very, I don't know about Oregon, man. And I thought Oregon was going to be the second best team in the Big Ten this year, but they might be, man, maybe 4 or 5 the way they're playing right now. But they got some time. Dan Lanning got some time to right that ship and get them together, and hopefully they can do some things better than what they've done so far in the first 2 games. Now they're undefeated, so I mean that's always good. To you ain't got no losses on your record. Alabama started very slow yesterday, very, very slow, and it took the deep in the third quarter and into the fourth quarter for them to start pitting some points and pitting South Florida away. They ended up winning 42-16, but at one time that game was super, super close. It was like 14-13 for a while, and then Alabama started pulling away into that not a new stadium, but the newly named field, Saban Field. It still has the same stadium name, but they named the field Saban Field, which is just and right because he is the GOAT of college football when it comes to coaching. Another game that shocked me was South Carolina beat the crap out of Kentucky 31-6. And I thought Kentucky was one of the more physical teams in hold on. One of the more physical teams in the SEC. What's up with you? I see you on your way to that game.
Oh yeah, man. Down here at ATL, man.
Well, that's your second home.
You know, man. I'm down here we down here kicking it, man. On the way to this game.
That's good, man. That's good. Did you get a chance to watch any ball yesterday?
Yeah, I did. I seen the beginning of our game getting beat up on, and then I really didn't see nothing else. And I seen some in Nebraska and Colorado. They turned the game off down here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they turned it off. Wow. I didn't even know what the final score was.
It ended up being 28-10. Nebraska won that game 28-10. So Dor Sanders got beat up in that game, man.
I told you they still have line issues.
Yeah, he got beat up bad, and they took him out the game in the fourth quarter because he was getting killed, man. He was getting killed.
Yeah, man, I told you they still had them line issues, man.
Yeah, on both sides of the ball too. Their
right.
The line is horrible too.
But I kept seeing dude run down their throat.
Yeah, that number 23 was running down there.
Yeah.
Let's see if Notre Dame got beat by Northern Illinois yesterday.
Yeah, that's what Bird showed me that, and they was at home, right?
Yeah, they was at the crib. Yeah.
That's sick, man.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That's sick.
Illinois pulled out that game against Kansas. I was shocked about that one too. I thought Kansas would beat them by a little bit. I didn't think they was gonna blow them out, but I didn't think they were gonna win.
It didn't. What's the name? Lost 2 though, didn't they? Iowa.
Yeah, Iowa. Yeah, that was a shocking game too to lose to Iowa State.
Yeah, let me see what street this is. Okay. Yeah, that's it's corny. These streets so crazy down here, man. Like,
yeah, at the last time I was in Atlanta, man, it tripped me out. I went into the store, right? And so the homeless people, they would go in the store, they would fill their card up with stuff and then ask you to pay for it. I was like, whoa,
Yeah,
They weren't standing outside the store asking for money. They was like, "No, I'm gonna fill my card up and ask somebody in the store to buy it for me." Like, wow.
see, they on some they show the homeless people. So I'm forward down here. I don't be know what's wrong with it. Feel like somebody owns something or something. I'm like,
Yeah. You have to
uh,
be on your guard too, because it's like you don't know if they're gonna stick you up or what.
I told them, and did they sleep anywhere? Like
Right? Yeah.
they sleep anywhere right here. I was like,
What you looking forward to in that Steelers game today with Atlanta?
uh, I think the way they saying is Russell hurt,
Yeah,
so I they think he's still gonna try to go, but I want Justin Fields to come in. I want him to start the game, like play the game, because Justin Fields will take off. Russell gonna try to stay in that pocket because his calf hurt.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So we need that, and then Minka playing. So we're gonna see what receivers they got that Minka can, you know what I mean, shut down. I think they're gonna put him on that Kyle Pitts dude.
yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know enough about Atlanta's defense, but I'm looking forward to seeing Patrick Queen play that middle linebacker for us. So
Yeah. I kind of hope that they sit Russell too, man, because he's gonna be handicapped out there. You don't want your quarterback to be handicapped out there.
nah, that's what I'm saying. Like he
Yeah.
can't do that because if they play Wilson and they know he hurt, they're gonna try to run all kinds of blitzes for him.
Oh yeah,
You
all
know,
day, all day. He ain't gonna be
but
mobile.
yeah, he ain't gonna be mobile at all.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna be mobile at all. So yeah, they they going down there to tailgate right now. I'm like, man, I'm waiting for Bird to call me back. Cause Bird, only thing about this trip, everybody's staying in different places, and I ain't.
Different spots. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, so Bird 15 minutes away from me. I'm 5 minutes from the stadium. You know
Oh
what I
yeah.
mean? Like,
Where Howard locked in at?
I don't know where Howard at.
Oh, okay, okay.
I don't even know where Howard. I ain't even seen Howard.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I ain't.
Usually when you
We
want when them times come when you want to go somewhere, it's like, oh, I'm getting my stuff right now. You don't ain't no time to coordinate it. You trying to knock it out right now.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like, and I try to tell them like, everybody, we should all do stuff together. You know what I mean? Try to get our rooms and stuff together, but they jumped the gun. So
Oh,
yeah, but I didn't even know Howard was going at first because I know Alvin called me with the cheap flights and now Southwest, and I jumped on that. So
yeah. What y'all pay?
yeah,
Like, yo, it was less than $100.
mine came up to like 130.
130. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So who Tennessee had today?
We got Chicago in Chicago.
In
Yeah,
Chicago?
it's in Chicago. Yeah.
Okay.
So I know they're gonna try
Did
to
you?
pressure up that young boy at the quarterback
Yeah.
position. But he
Did you
Cam.
see him play in the preseason?
No, I didn't see Cam play at all in the preseason.
Yeah, I heard he looked good. I ain't get to see him either, but I heard he looked good.
Yeah,
So,
it's sad that they put weapons all around him, but they ain't put nothing around Justin Fields. Like,
man, they ain't putting nothing like around Justin Fields. I hope Justin do work out for the Steelers, man. It'd be a gift.
yeah,
I think
yeah,
being held as he held us hostage, man. And then with Mason not progressing, that really threw us for a loop.
yeah. And Mason is our backup quarterback. We let Malik Willis go.
Yeah, I seen him yesterday. I
Right.
seen him on the highlights of he played for Green Bay, right?
Yeah, with Green Bay. Yeah, I'm like, dude, why y'all do that?
Yeah. They wanted us to pick Malik before Pickett, but you know,
Yeah,
Pickett ain't work out for us. So
yeah. And well, you see where Malik at now. He was only at the Titans for two seasons, but he ain't even finished this season. He out of there.
yeah, he might
Yeah,
start because I read on the ticker, dude have a MCL sprain.
yeah. He got MCL sprain, so he probably start next game next week.
Yeah, yeah. See, I know Browns and Dallas playing. What you think about that?
Man, I'm gonna go with the home team on that one, but I think it's gonna be a really good game. But I think Cleveland gonna get them by less than 3 points. But I pick Cleveland to win that game, only because
Right.
it's at home and Cleveland got a solid enough defense to slow down that Dallas offense. I don't think Dallas gonna have no real run game either, man. So
Who they
the
got?
NFL
Zeke. They
can
still
just run the ball.
they got Zeke and who
Yeah,
else?
yeah. Zeke
I don't even
about
know.
a step and a half slow though.
Yeah, I'm
He a
saying
little
Zeke.
slow.
Somebody else. I don't even know who they got running back, but I hope both of they lose myself. You know, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I can't stand either one of those teams, but it's cool. Yeah,
Right, yeah,
Chubb ain't back. Chubb ain't back, so they got somebody else running the ball for the Browns.
right. Yeah, I just hope that Sean Watson have a better season than he had last year. Can stay
Hey,
healthy.
he been talking enough on social media like he back.
Right.
Yeah, he been
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
enough like he back. I was like, okay, let
yeah.
me see.
Right. You don't want to get nobody no bulletin board material, man. Keep your mouth shut. Go out there and play.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, so he reconstruct his contract, so they got a whole bunch of money now. So to get
Yeah.
people, I'm like, that was a good thing for them, but he still got that 230 guaranteed.
Right.
So
What's the weather like down there in the
oh,
ATL?
it's kind of breezy right now. Like it's not smoking hot. It's kind of breezy. The high today supposed to only get to 80.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. If you got a breeze in 80, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah, it ain't been that muggy weather down here like it had been when I was down here lately. This is kind of perfect.
Yeah.
This is kind of perfect. So
What you think of that Ravens and Kansas City game on Thursday?
oh yeah, that was a good. That's how you start the season though, for real.
Yeah.
You you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the introduction to football right there. I love that. That's and then that controversy play. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
but Lamar, man, Lamar, he been practicing, bruh. I've been watching
Yeah.
his arm. He been practicing, man. He was throwing some darts.
Yeah, he was. And he
I
got
was
a
like, he,
go-to receiver. And I'm like, shoot, you got a go-to receiver, man, when you're in trouble. That's all you
yeah,
need. And a solid
yeah,
tight end.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Dang, man. If he if he keep getting better like this, man, the league gonna be in trouble, man.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
he keep progressing like that, man, like well, this only the first game, so
yeah,
I'm gonna
right.
say if you play good during the season and get better like next season, the league gonna be in trouble because we already know about his feet, his
Right.
legs, we already know about them. If he get that arm right, ooh, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna be you ain't gonna build a game plan for him, man. It's gonna be like shit. Let's pick the poison.
Yeah, exactly. And then what's the name ain't do nothing, man. I looked at his stats. Kelsey, it wouldn't even look like he was playing.
Yeah, yeah.
I was,
He I was like,
I was
he
like,
was like he wasn't even out there.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, man, I'm like, I like whoever played on the FanDuel and everything with him. They lost on that. They
Yeah.
definitely lost on that because he ain't had no touchdown. He ain't had nothing. Like Moss,
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. What's
he
going
had
on?
nothing.
Yeah. We're
What's going
talking
down?
about that Baltimore and Kansas City game a little bit before we get into this college thing.
How's it going, WTP Sports?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. How you doing? Level Up Sports, you good?
Feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good. You already know, man. It's Sunday, man. Sunday
Man,
football.
I'm Ray Charles to the BS, man.
He
You
down,
know what I
he
mean?
down there at Bird Game. He down there with the Bird Game.
Yeah, we deep down here too, man. We
Oh, yeah.
deep down here.
Man,
Yeah,
Alvin
man.
went live on Facebook, bro. They had the
Yeah,
whole club.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then we went to
Bird.
another club. It was packed in that. People was outside. They couldn't even fit everybody inside. People had to go outside. I was like, man. Then me and Alvin got up out of there. Like, yeah, it was. We deep down here, bro.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
they
how
got
it's
their
supposed
own
to be.
chapter. Atlanta, Steelers chapter. They got their own chapter and everything down here. It's crazy.
Cool.
Man, I've always been amazed at how does that kind of stuff happen. Like when you think about Pittsburgh and you think about Dallas, they probably got chapters in every city in America, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
believe
It's crazy.
Those two teams probably got chapters in
it.
every city in America, and they deep.
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 Not
I
like
mean, like,
Crazy.
not like 5 or 6 people, like more like
yeah,
thousands of people.
yeah,
Crazy.
yeah.
I don't think no other teams in the NFL got it like that, where they got that many fans rooting for those two teams like that in every city.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's going down.
You in the
Oh yeah.
downtown area?
Huh?
You in the downtown area?
Yeah, that's what my room at. I'm right down. I'm like 5 minutes from the stadium.
That's cool. That's cool. That's love, man. They probably already rocking, getting ready for it, man.
Yeah, like I got
Is
I got
football and a
Bird
baseball
on
stadium
the
in the same area? Is a football and a baseball stadium in the same area?
yeah. I don't, you know what? I don't know because I know what's the name stand alone. That Mercedes Benz Stadium is stand alone. So I ain't really know that it ain't like Cleveland where all three of them in a row.
Right. Do the
Cause I
Hawks
know
still play?
huh?
Do they still play in the Omni? They don't play in the Omni
Yeah,
no more.
nah, they called the Phillips. They right here.
Oh,
The
okay.
Phillips Arena. It's right downtown.
Okay.
So that's probably like 10 minutes from the Mercedes Benz.
Right. Okay.
So
Look like the Hawks arena, like right close there. I'm pulling it up and looking at it online. Look like
yeah.
they got the Hawks stadium right there next to it around in the area. It's a bad stadium. I ain't really looked at Atlanta Stadium on like over the overview of it like that. That's pretty nice, man.
Yeah.
We was talking about the I heard when I was driving about the few games you had spoke about, the Colorado game, the Notre Dame game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
See, I ain't seen too many.
I won't lie. I got a piece of every game yesterday. Almost every
Did
game
you?
to the team. Yeah, the Kansas. I know you spoke about the Kansas Illinois game. That was I was definitely surprised knowing how Illinois' defense has been shaping the last few years, the way they stepped up and the offense coming through for them late in that game. And just, I was definitely shocked on the behalf because I thought Kansas would go in and get that win. I thought they would.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, me, you, and Kevin, we said that we thought that they was going to win that game. We didn't we knew it wasn't going to be no blowout, but we definitely thought they
Yeah.
was going to win. Them picks and them decisions we made yesterday, Joe, we look kind of bad, man.
Man, I was sitting here. I was looking at my picks after the before the Oregon and Boise State game came on. I was like, man, this is going to be a great season, because when I seen a Notre Dame loss, I said, for Northern Illinois to go in South Bend and not only get a win, they actually play some great football. I think they opened the eyes and ears of the college football world with that one, to go in there and get that win and let everybody know everybody's beatable now for sure.
Yeah.
And them players that they got on that Northern Illinois team, you know that they got Power 4 teams that's looking at them like, who can I pluck from them?
Yes.
Who can I talk to their agent and see if I can? Hey, I got 300,000 over here. You want to come over? You know?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's going to be a big thing, I think, with the teams that's not supposed to win, based on, what people say and how we look at it sometimes. But they go in and get the win. That's definitely going to open some eyes, man. Definitely.
Yeah. Poe, let me ask you this, Poe. Oregon gave up 192 yards rushing to that running back from Boise State yesterday. Do you think they're in trouble in the Big Ten?
Yeah. Yeah, but dude for Boise, the truth though. He just had 265 last week.
He the truth.
Number
yeah,
one.
Yeah, listen, man. The Big Ten, when they find out like they can't stop the run, come on, man.
It's gonna be
that's when them 2 tight end set and a fullback. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And just smash them up all day and control the clock.
Yeah, them dudes little, man. They little. So
Dennis. Yeah. Don't Michigan got Oregon this year?
Yeah. We'll play them at the state.
I think that's gonna be a big thing, because of the fact that with Michigan, I feel like they can find themselves offensively. I'm not gonna lie. I like the defense that they show, even though we realized how good Texas is yesterday. That's one thing I could say. I had a lot of people not believing how good Texas was. I sat here with my basketball coach and we watched the game. By halftime, he was already ready to go, scratching his head. And I told him, I said, man, listen, this Texas team is really that tough, man. They've been playing together. And Ewers is, I mean, right now you got to look at him as a Heisman candidate, top leading, not only to beat a team like Alabama last year, but to go in a big house. And I'm not going to say destroy the defense, but I say he handled that defense well in the big house.
They picked out the mismatch, man. And I kept, because Alvin came to my room. We watched a little bit of the game before that. I was like, listen, they picking out the mismatch because number 15, the transfer, well, he been there for like a couple years now. He kept getting caught up on the play action. The fake it to the running back and throw to the tight end. He kept getting messed up on that. I was like, man, just stick the tight end, man. Like,
one when they threw it to him, I think Texas converted on that third, and I think it was like a 3rd and 7 or 3rd and 9 when he hit the big tight end. I was like, oh, I said, I think they seen something right there, because that was a big drive when they took him down, because I felt that Texas needed some points at that point, because it was, defenses were standing. And that play opened up that drive for Texas to get on the board.
Yeah. Michigan's defense, man, listen, them corners, they didn't let our receivers get nothing.
Them corners.
They was taking advantage of the linebacker with the tight end and then the running backs out the backfield.
Yeah.
I said Michigan played really good defense. That was the advantage that Texas used on them. But what I was excited about Michigan was they don't need to let Orgy run no more plays. You got that little package for him?
Yeah.
Orgy, you don't no more plays. We're gonna run with Davis Warren the rest of the season. Because listen, Davis Warren ain't bad, man. He is
he showed me some stuff.
But think about it. He don't Only thing I'm mad about him. He don't keep you honest because he never keep the ball. I'm
Yeah,
saying once you start keeping the ball, you gotta make the defense honest, man. Like I'm talking, we already know he got arm strength. Orgy just don't got no concept of the game. Everybody
yeah,
trying to compare him to Nard Robinson. I said Robinson could throw a little bit, but you know what I mean. Orgy act like he can't throw at all. Like
yeah.
he
You
coming
know
in, he
it's a
running the
run when
ball.
he come in. You know it's a run pack as soon
He
as he come
know
in.
it's a run. You know it's when he came in on that third down, man. They stacked that line. I was like, bruh, call an audible or something, man. Get out of that thing, man.
Yeah, definitely.
And
I was
I would
surprised.
definitely play Mullins and that
Yeah,
other running back. Is it 28?
Yeah,
I would
yeah,
be playing
20.
them way more than I'm playing Edwards.
Yeah,
yeah, which man, I don't think he can see the hole, bro.
No, no, no. He does not. He's not patient. He's
Yeah,
not
I,
patient at all.
not
yeah,
patient.
that
It's like
I don't think he
he
can.
go, and that's it, man. Because the big runs that he had in the past few years, I noticed he got that hole
How you doing?
and they got it, so they went back to it. When they did that, I was like, when Texas clamped on that, I was like, it's gonna be a tough day for the run game
Yeah,
because that's the play that he normally get that break. The Michigan's offense go to another level, defense step up, and then the game changes. But at that point, I was definitely feeling that Texas had him on that run stoppage, and that at that
right.
point of the game.
You see on his runs, his really big runs, like it's not. He don't hit the hole. He'll run up somebody's back, and then he'll see the hole to
See
the
the whole
left
right.
or something.
Yeah,
I'm saying it ain't like he ever hit the hole and was gone. You know what I mean? Like it's like he hit the hole. Somebody it's packed up. Then he see a hole to the other side. Then he hit it instead of hitting that hole off the dribble. Like I don't know because I know Mullins hit the hole, bruh. He hit the
yeah.
hole.
And he be hitting it tough, and he bring them
Yeah,
with him, and they
I
take a
didn't know
few
he was
kids
six
down.
foot 230 though. I didn't know he was that big.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't know he was that big. I'm telling you, I would go two tight end set man, play action pass, and run game all day on everybody else in
Yeah.
the Big Ten. That's what I would do if I was Michigan offense. I wouldn't even give Orgy no more reps in practice. Only the little package you're gonna do with him, maybe on goal line, you might bring him in for something like that. But outside of that, that's it.
you got to
Yeah,
get that playbook and start working on that arm. You got to, because the running, if they know it's there, he got to. I feel like the next best thing for him to do is work on that passing game, and that's getting in that book. Gotta get that
bro.
book down.
He had a whole off season to think about this, man. He
Yeah,
had a whole off season, bro. I'm like, if this was pro, he'd be cut.
Yeah, I
They,
think
they, they,
the defensive coach he should have dialed up some other stuff too. He wasn't dialing up stuff like he should have been. Weak mark
yeah.
man. Yeah, he should have
But
been dialing up some other stuff too.
he kept giving these dudes, man, like he be giving them too many. See the caliber of linemen that we had last year is not the caliber of lineman we have this year. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? That you can give these dudes a break. True enough, we had juniors and seniors, you know what I mean, that knew how to play. So it wasn't for nothing for them to rotate in. You know what I mean? Our best defensive lineman last year, Chris Jenkins, he was he played for Cincinnati now. He
yes,
was
sir.
yeah, they had him on rotation. And I was like, with Grant and Mason Graham. So I'm like, them caliber dudes. He had them in yesterday. They was getting ran down the throat. Even Joe Clark said that. He said, man, when Mason and Grant there, he said they going around the ends. He said, but
yeah,
when they ain't in there, they going straight up that middle.
yeah. And that's in that
So
first half. They got Grant and Graham tired. They had to go out. As soon as
yeah,
they saw blood in the water, then they started running right up there, them gaps.
yeah.
That's when they got that
But
first down with Gibson.
they got off the field like 3 times on third down. I'm talking
Yeah,
about that was their rest right there. They're supposed to the 3rd and 7, they got a 3rd and 6, and they got a 3rd and 4. You know what I mean? Like one of them third downs, they supposed to be over there resting. You know what I mean?
bringing
Like after they come off, supposed to be fourth down. Like boom.
Yeah.
So
But you said so who you have at who you think your early Heisman candidates?
Oh, I wrote that.
Texas quarterback right now, and Boise State's running back.
So what do you think? What do you think about USC's Mr. Moss back there at the quarterback hand?
Man, that's I'm somebody. We got to see them play somebody first.
I like USC, and I was saying the same thing. Even though they put up 48-0 shutout yesterday, I need a couple more games to really see what USC is like. I definitely like what they putting out, but I definitely want to see a little more. I've been watching Jackson over in Ole Miss. They are under the radar, a team to watch, but they definitely got a high power offense.
Yeah, they ranked high too. Yeah,
they ranked pretty high. SEC I think they got about 4 teams in the top 10. Even Missouri ranked in the top 10. They over there at number 9.
Yeah.
Miller Moss, his stats yesterday wasn't as good. He was 21 to 30, 229 yards and 1 touchdown in a 48-0 victory over Utah State. Yeah. So I had 6 guys on my Heisman list. I got the running back from Boise State who has over 500 yards rushing in 2 games.
That's crazy.
Carson Beck yesterday was 18 to 25 for 242 yards, but 5 touchdowns with a QBR of 153. Then Cam Ward yesterday was 20 of 26 for 304 yards and 3 touchdowns with a QBR of 156. Cal McCord was 32 of 46 for 381 yards, 4 touchdowns, and a QBR of 132. And then Quinn Ewers yesterday, his stats was 24-36 for 246, 3 touchdowns, QBR of 120.
Ball.
I think honestly, I know some Buckeye fans might have a thing to say about me, but I think it was best for McCord to go, man.
Yeah, because they couldn't promise him nothing. You know what I mean? That's what it was. They just couldn't promise him nothing.
More weapons, and you see the different style of quarterback he is in a different conference. I mean, he's doing what he's doing, man. He's showing me a different
that just mean dude can play for real.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to see, how good he could actually play.
Dude can play for real.
Yeah, they beat Georgia Tech yesterday. What was it, 31-28?
31-28. That was a big win. I thought Georgia Tech, I thought they was going to actually get that game by a close slide, but Syracuse is tough to be in that dome. And then when you got McCord, like we always talked about, got to have a quarterback, man. And
you got to have a quarterback. Without that, man, you really handicapped without a quarterback.
Definitely.
I was shocked that Cal beat Auburn, man. I thought Auburn would have been way too physical for Cal.
Exactly.
And Cal went in there and beat them 21 to 21-14.
21-14. I lost with Georgia Tech. I lost to Auburn, Kansas, Iowa. All them games I lost. And it was crazy.
I lost all those too because I was like, but I mean, that just goes to show you, man, gambling, man, it's really a toss-up. You know what I'm saying? You get lucky.
Yep.
You got to get lucky. Because you never know. In college football, especially, you just never know what's going to happen, man, in those games. I was shocked about the Oklahoma game. That game was, what was it, 16-14 or 16-12, something like that?
16-12, yep, 16-12. And
they was favored by 28.5 points.
28.5. And we laughed about that. We said 28.5. We was like, the over is cool for 49.5, but 28, that's insane. And that was
insane. Man.
In Utah, they got the 23-12 victory. And then that Arkansas Oklahoma State was every bit of it.
That was a good game, man.
I was looking at the 10 points in the third. I was like, man, I think I could get the over, but that 10 points, I don't know if I'm gonna get the 10. I see a field goal or maybe 7. I thought Arkansas would have actually pulled it out the way it was going, but when Oklahoma State stepped up, that crowd that crowd get into it for Oklahoma State in games like that, that definitely make a difference for them. They crowd is something different. Remind me of that
Yeah.
Seattle Seahawks 12th man.
Yeah, their crowd is something different. And then for some reason, man, Mike Gundy, he could always pull out a good ass coaching move in the fourth quarter,
In the
man.
fourth quarter.
That
Yes.
dude, man, he's really an underrated coach in college football.
College
He
football,
really
I feel the
is.
same way. Somebody need to give him a bigger shot. NFL gonna be calling him soon. And I had your Texas game because I know we had remember I said I felt that y'all could win by them 2 touchdowns. And
Yeah,
people was like, I was telling people through the week, I'm like, man, listen, that offense that Texas have, I feel like I thought that at one point that y'all was gonna throw Arch in and hit him with a play action because I seen how they corners was playing and hit
mhm,
him with the play action and go deep. And once I seen how they continued, I was like, nah, they gonna let Ewers do what he do, and this is his game, man. I mean, it was just, and the thing I was telling someone yesterday is that for Manning to come to Texas, it tells a lot about that program because he's not moving. I don't think he's
yeah,
going nowhere. He's there to stay. And for him to be behind Quentin Ewers and learning and how to perform in the big games within itself, he's seen him go to Tuscaloosa, seen him go to the big house. So I think that prepares him even more for when he gets to that point to know what it's like to be in the stadium on the sideline, let alone being in the field. He's just ready for the action. So I definitely see Texas being the team to beat in that SEC, man. That yesterday showed a lot, man. To go in the big house, 31-6 in the fourth quarter, come out 31-12. You can't ask for a better performance than that.
yeah. And that really helped Quinn Ewers in that Heisman voting too, because to go into the big house and have, even though his stats yards wise wasn't phenomenal, the fact that you were able to do it against a high caliber defense like Michigan, and
Yeah,
really, I mean, they really dominated the game. And that game plan that Sark had for them, it was phenomenal, bro. It was like,
definitely,
I
definitely.
was like, to be able to beat Michigan, and really you didn't throw no deep balls. They threw one deep ball, I think, maybe two.
Just the
And
one. Yep, that was it.
I was like, shoot, to be able to do that was phenomenal to me. Another thing that you mentioned about Art Manning, listen, this guy is going to get a chance to go to Ohio State next year and play in the shoe, and then he's going to get to go to Georgia and play
To play
Georgia
in the
in
dome.
Athens, bro. I
I
mean,
think we
if you're a quarterback, what do you want more than that? That you get
you
to
can't
go into 2 hostile environments and get a chance to
get
ball
a
out.
chance to ball out, man. That's a dream.
Yeah.
And if I'm thinking those would be those 2 games would probably be, if I'm not mistaken, I know if I'm not forgetting, Eli I think went to Tuscaloosa, but I think them would be the biggest games, even with Eli and Peyton, for the Mannings
Oh yeah.
to
Oh
be in.
yeah.
Like those
Oh yeah.
games at this point, I know football has changed over the years, but to be able to go in the shoe and to go into Athens, them is whew, I cannot wait,
Man,
man.
that is,
That's a quarterback I
yeah.
cannot wait to see in action for sure. And then
Yeah.
I think y'all's run game credit gotta be given due, man. Credit has to be given due with 2 All-American running backs going down before the first game of the season. And then they say back by committee, they need to put some respects on them names, and y'all need to say All-Americans coming in because I feel like y'all have 2 backs that could definitely be All-Americans this year. Even with the injury, I forget his name, 23. Um,
Jalen Blue.
Blue. I like his game. He's patient, hit the hole. I mean, you got power, you got speed. He can catch the ball, and he actually made a big play on the run and the pass in that game, and I think that led to scoring drives for Texas. So I think when you look at it across the map, offensively and defensively, Texas just gonna get better and better each week, man. And they got so many weapons, and that just shows with the transfer coming in. I think you'll have Mom from Alabama. I think that was a big addition as well to the receiving core. It just makes the room stronger, but it
Yeah,
gives everybody a different feel. You know, they played against each other, but that experience that he had at Alabama, playing in some of them games that they didn't get to have, he can bring that to the locker room. And I think it's just going to gel differently for Texas, man. I think it's a year for them to be reckoned with shortly.
yeah, I agree with you. I was kind of worried about what our defense was going to look like up front, but they got a good system. They got a good system that they're rolling with. What's up, City League TV?
What up? What up? What up?
What's
T1 in the
going on,
building. What's good?
League TV?
Man,
Right?
hey, I'm late, man. I'm
How
late.
you good? You
USC came on at
good?
like 1 o'clock.
Yeah, you
I
good.
like
You
that.
good. We were sharing our thoughts on that Michigan and Texas game and what we saw and what we thought was a good benefit for Michigan, what we thought was a good benefit for Texas. So if you want to throw some thoughts in there, go right ahead.
Hey, it was what I thought it was gonna be. So, that's what I thought it was gonna be. So I didn't think much about it. Of course, I talked to a couple of my Michigan peeps, and you know, they expected it too, even the ones that didn't. So yeah, that's what was expected. Wasn't nothing to see. They didn't look like anything on the offensive or defensive line again. Secondary got ate up pretty good. Offense really couldn't do nothing. One late touchdown, 2 field goals. That wasn't nothing.
Yeah. We
So not
also
even
talked
much to
about
even talk about.
yeah. We also we also gave out some of our way too early Heisman picks. What's your thoughts on that?
Uh Man, I don't know, but why didn't I see Miami anywhere yesterday? Who did Miami play?
They played somebody
Florida
whacked.
A&M.
They blew somebody out, and
Yeah, they played the Rattlers. They played Florida A&M.
yeah,
Oh,
Florida
okay,
A&M
yeah,
did.
okay. So that's why. Yeah. What did Cam do? Cause that's one game. That's one game that I didn't get to see. I watched a whole lot of football yesterday.
Oh,
Yeah.
out.
Cam was 20 for 26 for 304 yards and 3 touchdowns with a QBR of 156.
Oh wow. Yeah, he went crazy
Yeah, yeah,
as he should against FAMU. But his numbers sound pretty good. His numbers sound pretty good. Kyle McCord's numbers looking good again.
yeah,
He
yeah.
due
His
for
numbers
another
look really good.
380.
Yeah, 381,
Shador was,
32 to
Shador
46.
was my guy, but we see they still don't have an offensive or defensive line either. So they
Yeah,
right back to what they was looking like last year.
Man,
yeah,
that was a game they got last year. That was the
Yeah, yeah.
crazy thing.
But Nebraska went out and got some players, so
yeah,
Definitely.
it's different.
They got a quarterback with some poise back there. And
Freshman.
for him to be getting the mentoring from a Patrick Mahomes, man, as a freshman in college football, you can't ask for nothing better, man.
He was
yeah.
putting that ball on a he was putting that ball where either his receiver caught it or ain't nobody catch it.
Oh, ain't
And
nobody
I
catching
like that.
it.
Did you see the no look that he
Yeah,
threw? I
yeah.
was
I like what I saw from the kid.
I was impressed, man. I just feel like the one thing I've been watching a lot this year is freshmen. I've been watching a lot of freshmen and I've been watching a lot of rookies. And that's just in the first few games in the NFL because the rookies made a statement. Jalen Reed, even though they
The
lost,
freshmen and the rookies is balling.
Worthy went
I
out there.
can't wait to
Nobody
see what
expected
Marv gonna
him.
do today after what
Right.
Worthy's did. My fault,
You know,
Mosley.
so it's like I'm definitely impressed by these young players and the young talent that we have, and that's just to show, man, that sports is going to be in good hands for a while.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but that's one thing for sure.
Yeah. That's
So
just a,
T1,
yeah.
Oregon gave up 192 yards to that running back from Boise State, who now has over 500 yards, 9 touchdowns. What are your thoughts about Oregon coming into the Big Ten, giving up that kind of running yardage?
Oregon is they're gonna have a rough time. They're gonna have a rough time. And from what I'm seeing right now, they're gonna have a rough time. They're gonna have a real live introduction to the Big Ten. It's gonna be real. It ain't gonna be,
Check they
USC gonna be okay. You
check
know what I
they.
mean? But Oregon, I think Washington might even be okay. Oregon, and I don't know about UCLA yet, but Oregon, whew, they in trouble.
They're in trouble.
They
Yeah.
like Michigan. They in trouble. So look, that's probably gonna be a good game. That Oregon Michigan game, right now looking like Michigan better go win it, because
And
Oregon don't look good.
Oregon got Oregon State next week.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And
My
I
mind,
actually,
I'm flipping USC and Oregon and my thoughts on them, because I'm like, I think USC is a better football team than Oregon is right now.
yeah,
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
I picked
That's what
Oregon
I
to
was.
win the
That's what
Big
I was
Ten.
trying to get. That's what I was trying to stutter out. Like, Oregon is. They might as well. They might as well go down in USC. I could definitely move them up. I
Yeah.
definitely respect that game a little bit more than Oregon's right
They
now.
got a tough stretch. They got Oregon State, then UCLA, then Michigan State, and then the Ohio State. So that's a tough little 4 game
Yeah.
stretch, and they need to find that run defense fast.
Yeah.
Because
T1, what's your thoughts on that upset Northern Illinois over Notre Dame yesterday?
Crazy. Crazy. Just what football is. We like it crazy. That was
Mhm.
crazy, man. I feel bad for Marcus Freeman, because there ain't
Oh,
nowhere in the
man.
world,
that
they go
game.
the priest going for that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Ain't no
yeah,
way in the
yeah,
world they going for that right there. That was sad. That was sad. To lose to a MAC team, you the number 5 team in the country at your crib.
Yeah. A Notre Dame team that all of the commentators and people who talk about sports feel like was going to be in the 12-team college
Yep,
football playoff.
yep.
Yeah,
Now they definitely out, because they have at least one more L on their schedule. So you're not going anywhere with two losses,
Right.
especially with that one to a MAC team, and they may end up 3-5 in the MAC. You know what I mean? Because the MAC was showing some stuff yesterday. Boy, oh boy, the MAC was out there balling.
yeah,
They play
definitely.
hard outside of Western Michigan, but look who they played.
I
see you threw that in there real quick.
Yeah.
we gonna leave T and low. They look good. As a sports fan as we are, man, gotta say it, man. Buckeyes, 56-0. You just can't 56-0. When you put zero, when you beat somebody and they don't get nothing, it's been a while since they put up a shutout, but 56 points to someone zero, it's a nice sized donut. And they was hitting on all cylinders. I like
All
what I
of them.
see as a fan, man. I like that running back game.
Woo!
I
That
like that
receiving game.
receiving game.
That D line. Hey,
I like the way
Must
they get
be.
Ibuka involved.
Must be.
Yes, sir.
You see how we introduced the world to McDonald, out there looking like he just came from Georgia yesterday.
They said
Out there on that D line.
all I can
They
hear
snuck
is
McDonald in on me. I was
they
like, hey,
snuggled
hold
in.
up.
They
And he
said
started off the rip smacking heads.
that's all you was hearing. The commentators going crazy. They said that's like a specimen out there on the field. They said that boy's young. They said they can't wait till he get out there and get started because as a fan of the game, I could say, man, Day is doing what he has to do over there. in the shoe, man. He's getting the players in, and the mixture that he has, and the camaraderie that I'm hearing around the city, Buckeye fans. I haven't seen them this hype in a long time. I'm talking long time. And T, you know how it is in the city.
Yeah,
Buckeye
man.
fans, they go crazy every year, but it's a different feel this year with the freshmen they got coming in and the quarterback, but those running backs that they have. And then I looked and seen what they actually have from Pickerington. I didn't realize they was that deep with that many players from Pickerington on their
Oh,
actual team
yeah,
this year.
yeah.
So man, that's a smart move. And I was glad to see the hometown kid get out there, Sam William Dixon, and get some burn. And I thought he was gone when he got that ball. I was
Yeah,
watching the
he got him. He got
the
him in that
game,
one.
and they said he got it, and he was breaking. I had to turn and look, and I was like, oh, he just got that tackle. But I see a lot coming for them this year, and I know my pick was Oregon early in the season, and I'm definitely second guessing that after that close call with Boise State. And not even that, it's just in the Big Ten, you can't give up rushing yards like that every
Yeah.
week. That's just tough to do in the Big Ten. If you're doing that in the Big Ten, your day is coming. That's just how it is and how it has been in the Big Ten.
Yeah,
Hey,
I guess you
Rob,
were spot on
real
about.
quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, real quick because I came in late. Man, talk to me about your boys, man. Can I get an update on what you told the viewers about your boys and what they did yesterday and how you may feel about the future of your organization out there in Texas?
Man, they not that they surprised me yesterday, but I was really impressed with Steve Sarkisian's game plan yesterday. They were able to exploit the matchups that we needed them to exploit with the tight end and the running backs out the backfield. And the thing I really liked was the fact that we didn't really have to do a whole lot of other stuff to win that game yesterday.
Yeah.
Our defense, the area I thought we was going to have trouble in was our up front guys. But they balled out, man. They held Michigan to 80 yards rushing, and rushed for 141. So I was impressed with that, man. And the fact that
Dominated.
Sark's game plan was on point, man. And Quinn Ewers really showed me that big games, he's so poised,
He
man.
dominated. He did what he had to do.
Yeah.
And you gotta remember he know about that rivalry. You know what I mean? He was up.
Yeah,
He played.
yeah.
Well, he watched, but he was there. So
No, he
he
talked
even
about it
gave
too.
us a shout out too.
Yeah. He sure did. So yeah, I think that we're better than what I thought we were going to be.
Mm.
I knew we were going to be good, but I believe that we might be better than I thought we were going to be.
That run game look kind of good too, bro.
Yeah. And Georgia got to come to us, and I think we might.
Oh,
get
y'all got Georgia too
Yeah, we
at
got
the
Georgia.
crib.
Yeah, Georgia come to us.
Woo!
Yeah, Georgia actually got 3 tough road games. Georgia got to come to us. They got to go to Ole Miss, and they got to go to Alabama. That's
Yeah,
going to be a
because they ain't
tough
had nothing
road
but practice with Tennessee Tech. They just had straight practice.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't understand about the MAC, man. Like how Bowling Green was fighting with Penn State, man. That stuff was beautiful yesterday.
It was like a rumble in the jungle, man.
Yeah, it was beautiful yesterday.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that one too. That Penn State game, I forgot they
Oh yeah. Penn State had to fight to get that.
Yeah,
they fought that last.
They had to
it was
fight
like
to get that, buddy.
Last ball. Ooh,
fight
speaking
for
of
all
that, Georgia, they got Alabama the week after next. Whew.
Yeah.
Did y'all talk about Iowa State? Any of y'all get to watch that?
Yeah. We talked about it just a little bit. So what's your thoughts on that?
That was a good game. I'm mad Iowa let them come back, man. Like we needed that for the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Big Ten kind of had a rough day to me yesterday. Outside of Ohio State, as usual, USC looked real good, but Big Ten had a little rough day, man.
Yeah. I was going to say, remember that comment you made last week about Iowa, and I told you that, man, they scored 40 points, man. They might have an offense. I think you're right, bro. You said Nah, man, that's a smoke screen or something like that.
Right.
Man, they had that game though.
Yeah, they had that game won. They did.
They had that. I thought they was gonna pull it out, but
Yeah.
they didn't. They didn't.
They were at what, 19, I think 13, and then they let them come and throw a bomb on them right off the rip. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, or it might have been
Yeah, that
19 to 10, something like that.
Yeah, that was crazy. It definitely was some good football. How about who was that? Who did Arkansas play with? Arkansas and Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State, yeah.
You catch
Yeah,
that?
that
Y'all
was-
talk
Yeah,
about
we
that?
got that too. Yeah, we
That
talked
was-
about
Yeah,
that.
that-
What's your thoughts on
Really?
that?
That was a good game. That was a good game. Both of them had opportunities to win a game, so it was a good game.
Yeah, I thought Arkansas gave that away too, because Arkansas had
They
that
did.
game under control,
They
man. They
did.
gave it away.
Yeah.
Yeah, they gave
Definitely.
it away.
They did. What about Cincinnati? That Cincinnati game, because they disappointed me yesterday.
Who
I
did-
think they was up like
Cincinnati,
23 touchdowns at one point.
Who did
I didn't catch none of
Cincinnati
that.
play? I didn't even see who they played yesterday.
Who was it? Who was that Cincinnati play? Golly.
Because I was
They was
scrolling
in
so
Big
much. There
12.
was
Let
so
me
many
go back
games
to
on
'em.
yesterday.
Yeah, man. Oh
I
man.
was not
It was
lying.
bad because it was just
Look.
like, this easy money. They played Pittsburgh. They played Pitt.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you're right. You're
Yeah,
right. So
Pitt got
Pitt came
15
back.
points in the fourth quarter.
So how did because you speaking of it now that I think about it, because I had turned to that game probably for about, I would say 5-6 minutes, and I was when Cincinnati was up, and I think it was about the third quarter. So Pitt must have turned the corner right after I changed the channel.
Fourth quarter. Cincinnati ain't put no points up. Pitt put
That's
15.
crazy.
End up winning by 1.
Because one of the guys my nephew played football with, Raheem Biles, he plays safety and linebacker for Pittsburgh. He's from here, and he's a pretty good player on that team. And I was watching it, just checking in on him, seeing what other players, and just thought they ain't had a game. That's crazy. That's a good win for Pittsburgh. That's tough for Cincinnati for sure.
Hey, I know you already talked about Colorado, man, but golly, man.
yeah.
That actually was kind of, because I'm sorry, I'm not really gonna believe that Nebraska is like just gonna be that good. Because how they looked yesterday, they looked like a top 10 team.
They look like
They was running the ball, they was throwing the ball, they was playing hella defense, So I refuse to believe that like Nebraska is back. You know what I mean? They look good. They look
look
good,
good.
but I mean, is Colorado that bad? Is their offensive
Colorado
and
is
defensive
that
line
bad.
because they
Bad.
look like nothing.
yeah. Because
They
I
are
think
that
about,
Nebraska, them big boys was just doing what they wanted to do.
man, them boys is huge. And I was thinking about, it's funny that we talking about this game the way we are, because we thinking about how WTP Sports says the quarterback. You need a quarterback. Right now,
Yeah,
they need an offensive line and a defensive line. That's gonna be the killer, man. That's gonna be what takes them out of every game. As great as that offense attack is, and the running back, it's so right now. That offensive line and that defensive line, man, until they figure out who's going to be the dog in the trenches and what it takes to be in them trenches and week in and week out. That's going to be the toughest thing for Colorado to get past.
yeah, because it's not that. Hey, listen here, I'm clearing all of them out. Like, give me a whole new 5. Like, give me a whole new 5. I'm gonna try a whole new 5. Let's see what y'all can do, because they not doing it.
Hey, we take
And
you and Doak
if
Campbell,
they don't
Coach Prime.
change something, what'd you say, Must Be?
Said we take you and Doak Campbell, Coach Prime.
Man, if something don't change, he's shutting Shador and Hunter down. I'm gonna tell y'all that right now. He's shutting
Yeah.
them down because
Yeah.
right now they can't put their money on the line. Not with no line like that. And
Not
that's
with no
his
line
son
like
too.
that,
Y'all ain't about to hurt my boy.
And I was
I think
looking
his
at the
son
game.
ended up messing up his forearm yesterday too. He went out the game
Hunter,
too.
Yeah, he went
Travis
up
Hunter,
the game.
The safety, prime son to
Shiloh.
play safety.
Shiloh,
Shiloh. Shiloh
yeah.
went out. Then I think that hit that Shador took. I think that hit was something
Yeah,
to watch. After that, I noticed like he was getting the ball out, but I noticed he slowed down after that hit. He wasn't running toward, just them hits is adding up, man. And when you getting hit by them boys like that out there in Nebraska,
Yeah,
them boys is big.
yeah,
Them hits add up in football, man. I didn't play football growing up, but we played enough football with no equipment to know how it
right,
feels. You put that equipment on through a season, you're gonna feel it.
right.
yeah.
So I felt it through basketball season, so I could imagine what it would feel like through football season.
What y'all think about that Utah and Baylor game, man? I think Utah's gonna be in trouble if Cam Rising can't go.
Man.
Now,
Cam Rising can't go. Utah got Utah State next week. Utah State coming to play. And I think they're in a position with one of them ugly week trap games. If Cam Rising can't go, it's going to be tough for Utah. I feel that way for sure. Because I don't think they really prepared for anything after Cam Rising. Quarterbacks is there, but I think with a team like Utah, as good as they are with that quarterback, I think they've prepared so much with him to where if they lose him, you will see the effects of that throughout the season as the season goes.
yeah, I feel that right there. Yeah, that was it really was an easy game. Even though it was ended up just being a 11-point game, it really wasn't ever close or nothing. I just kept
Yeah,
going in and out of it because I wanted to look at Flynn, Baylor's quarterback that came from Toledo. So he didn't have much to work with for real, and I don't know, he ain't do much either.
what's this?
But congratulations to him going from Toledo to Baylor. That's a
Big
step up,
step,
and I'm
big
quite sure
step
he got
up.
him a couple dollars. So good job, young fella.
Definitely.
Yeah. Did y'all watch that Alabama game, man? They struggled for 3 quarters in that
Ooh,
game against South
bad.
Florida, man.
Mm,
It
mm, mm.
was what 14-9, 14-10 in the third.
That's
Yeah.
bad. That was
I was
bad. That was ugly. Not look. Nothing for anyone to fear.
man.
Y'all can get popped. Y'all can get popped by some people.
mm,
Yeah.
Man,
They
y'all can
uh
get
they
popped.
had they had Jalen Milrow on clamp, bro. He couldn't get nothing.
Yeah, then they
Of
had
course.
Saban over there trying to figure stuff out. Saban was looking. He was on the sideline. They kept showing his face. He was looking like he wanted to get out there and be on the sideline coaching. It
Yeah.
was it was a tough one for Bama for sure.
Yeah, that's ugly.
Then
That's ugly. And
goes to show the parity too. Parity parity is getting deeper and deeper. I
if you
say
have an
that
offensive, if you have an offensive and defensive line, you can play. If you
yeah,
don't have either one of them, you getting blew out. You
trenches in the
getting blew out.
QB.
That's it. If your defensive line can fight with their offensive line, and vice versa, you can play with them because everybody has skilled players. Everybody has the
Yeah,
skilled players. We have them.
definitely,
They have them.
definitely.
It's just that interior. It's just them offensive and defensive linemen. That's it.
Yeah.
And that's what's going on with Colorado. And our
Yeah.
offensive and defensive linemen dominated yesterday. So although the MAC was out here playing with people in Western Michigan, just had a good a good showing against Wisconsin a week ago. We wasn't having none of that. We wasn't having none of that, and it was because that offensive and defensive line was dominating the game.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Offensive and defensive lines are almost becoming almost as important as quarterbacks, man.
Yeah,
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
you got to win that trench warfare, man. You got to be able to win it. And I think when it comes down to your Ohio States, your Michigans, your teams that are in the upper echelon of the Georgia, Texas, things like that, their offensive and defensive lines is going to be probably even. And then it's going to take skill players then to win those games. Quarterbacks and
yep,
skill players to win them games.
yep.
Because you ain't gonna run the ball a whole lot on none of them teams.
Nah,
Uh,
nah.
because their trenches is just gonna be legit. So what can your skill players do on the outside? What can your quarterback do to get them to rock?
Yeah. And
I
when he
agree.
got to get out of trouble, can he get out of it?
Yeah, yeah. What y'all think about that? Oklahoma only winning by 4 points against Houston in Norman.
Woo.
You know, Houston been all right lately. So, you know, not really a huge surprise, but you expect more out of Oklahoma. So,
Yeah, that was
but
favored by 28 and a half.
Yeah,
yeah.
I was that
If
close
them
to picking
offensive and defensive lines don't dominate, that favor don't mean nothing.
that favorite.
That favor
Yeah,
don't mean nothing. You're
and
right.
this
You're right.
Oklahoma team that like I don't know what it is. Like I used to watch football. I would say, I mean always, but Oklahoma was a team back then I watched. They would always be tough. And next thing you know, a team like a Houston to challenge them, or they get beat by a team that you don't have no clue of why they even losing to. So
Yeah.
that goes to show are they that same Oklahoma team? That's a question that I was asking myself because I almost picked Houston, almost picked them on the upset. But I said I can't go against Oklahoma. It's a team I've felt good about, feel like they can get the job done. But once again, parity. And like you said, City League, that the
Man, this
offensive
was
line,
wild though.
defensive line.
As the number 15 ranked team in the country, they only scored 2 points in the second half.
Yeah, tough.
7 points if you go to the to 3 quarters. 7 points in 3 quarters. Only two in the second half.
Oh,
I mean 9 points in 3 quarters.
yeah.
Only two in the second half. That's not good for a number 15th ranked
Right.
team in the country.
Exactly.
That's not good.
I agree.
No, no. Listen,
That's bad. That
Clemson
means
beat
you can't move the
Appalachian.
ball.
Yeah, I mean you can't move the ball, and that quarterback, I think he's a second year player, but he got to be the answer for them.
Well,
But then
Houston's
again, their
quarterback
offensive
outdid
line
him.
sucks. Their offensive line is horrible. They lost all 5 of their offensive linemen.
See, there we go. Talking about them
Yeah,
lines, boy. Them lines is what's it. That's what's gonna
yeah,
get
Yeah.
you a championship,
Gonna
whether it
get
right.
be
you that ring.
conference or natty.
Let me ask you
Yeah.
this: is Clemson back? They won 66-20 over Appalachian
Nope.
State yesterday.
Nope. Nope. I ain't buying it.
Hey,
I'm
Brian.
a I'm an ACC guy. You know, I'm ready for Sunday football this year. I'm a Seminole fan, so Sundays is what I'm ready for. I'm gonna talk all my stuff for Saturdays, but I didn't threw this season out the water. But I'm not sold on Clemson yet. I like the don't get me wrong, I like the defense. We talking about Appalachian State. They beat Michigan a few years ago. We'll see what Appalachian State look like later in the season compared to
Well,
Clemson.
no, they beat Michigan like 30 years ago. That was a long
Yeah,
time ago.
They
long
beat
time
Texas
ago.
A&M, I think,
No,
last year.
Northern Illinois is the new Appalachian State.
It's a new Appalachian State.
And
Hold up, but
it had
except
me
for they got to go win because Appalachian State won after they beat Michigan.
after they beat Michigan
You
because
know,
I
they
was
had
thinking
a good
about that
record and
yesterday.
made it to a nice bowl game, and they might have won that game. I don't know.
Yep,
Yeah.
Too
I
long
feel
ago.
they, but I
But
don't.
yeah, I
I'm
don't
not.
believe in
I'm not
Clemson.
totally sold on Clemson.
I'm no. Y'all gonna have to show me something like in your conference. You know, you were, top of the hill, king of the hill, uh, about 3 years ago. But since then, they haven't shown anything. And
Yeah.
then Dabo don't want to hop in that portal. No, y'all not gonna make it.
Now, how scary is Tennessee?
I was thinking about. I'm sitting here looking at Tennessee. You go ahead, City League.
Tennessee, you know, that's another one of those is where it's like, okay, how good is North Carolina State? Tennessee did look real good. You know what I mean? They look real good. They put up some points. But how good is North Carolina State? That's what I like to know.
I
Like
had them as my sleeper team in the ACC because I thought their defense was going to be better. Man, they let Tennessee put 51 on them.
I
who was your
was I was
sleeper?
surprised. I was
NC
surprised by
State?
that
In
10
the
points with
ACC,
NC
yeah.
State.
Oh
They normally
wow.
play a lot tougher than that, but with them
Yeah.
playing at Tennessee and that, I want to see how that quarterback goes against a tougher opponent. I would say in the SEC, I want to see. I think. Let me see. I'm gonna look at their schedule. I like Tennessee. I like the quarterback. I like the receivers because they got a little bit of a spread attack. It's good to see Tennessee passing the ball, but I just want to see them against a little bit stiffer competition. And
Yeah,
that's what I feel like you will see. I think you'll really see how good Tennessee is as a football team.
yeah. Listen, LSU was in a dogfight with Nichols for 3 quarters, man.
Mm.
With Nichols State for 3 quarters. They won
That's
44 to
that.
21.
LSU don't look good to me this year anyway.
So
Yeah, man.
But
Clemson, LSU.
yeah, that's bad. That's bad. That's all bad. That's all
Yeah,
bad. But
it's
like
all
I
bad.
say once again, like we've said, it ain't that easy no more. You know what I mean? I don't care who you playing. If that offensive and defensive line can play with you,
Yeah.
not dominate you, but if they can play with you and make you work and make it hard for you, you can compete. You can get some
Yeah,
third down stops.
Yep. They don't got nothing to lose out there. They want to. They
Nope.
want to beat. They want to beat the big schools every week. So when you get a team like that, like we've been talking about the Northern Illinois game, that's just. I felt that Freeman was on the hot seat instantly, just because
Oh
of the
man,
loss.
listen, he could have got fired last night because they took. He got called all the Booster Club called him some bad names.
Yeah, I could only
Oh,
imagine.
the
I could
Booster
only
the
imagine.
Booster Club called him some bad names last night. Yeah,
yeah.
Man,
yeah, yeah. Priest ain't gonna be happy about how they was talking about Coach Freeman last night, yesterday. Mm-mm,
mm,
mm-mm.
Priest at the
Priest
spot
ain't
right
gonna be
now
happy
this
about none of
morning.
that. What I'm trying to tell you,
Is he just the defensive coordinator?
huh?
Man,
Is he just a defensive coordinator? He can't handle the head coaching job?
Yeah, that was. I mean, he a
that's a
Buckeye. I
question.
love him. I love him, and I love the opportunity. But first of all, I mean, just Notre Dame, they're not going anywhere until they get into a conference. So it really
Yeah,
don't matter who the coach is. And then you may not go nowhere once you get in the conference because it's the old Notre Dame where they used to get the best of the best players. Those days over with.
Day's over with.
if
Yeah,
you was
them glory
Notre
days
Dame
are
and you
over
was
with.
if you was running Notre Dame, would you go to the Big Ten or the ACC?
The ACC. That's why they used to play us all the time, Big Ten schools. But
Yeah,
now they done switched and they start playing ACC schools. So just
yeah.
join them. Just join them.
I just don't feel Notre. I think if they go to the Big Ten,
They better
I
go to
just
the
don't
Big
think.
12. They don't
I
want no
just don't
Big
think they.
10
I
or
just don't think they ready for that. That's.
yeah, they ain't ready for the Big 10.
I'm looking at the Big Ten already based on the big games up until this week. Right now, it's Big Ten 3, SEC 2. Notre Dame's
Who did?
win against Texas A&M is. It's like okay, they're independent, but the y'all lost to Northern Illinois, so I'm not even looking at the Texas A&M win no more. So then LSU, the struggles that they have. I still got FSU, Clemson, Florida, Florida State. My 4 teams are still on the hot seat, and I'm gonna add Notre Dame as a fifth.
Oh yeah, they definitely in trouble.
Man,
They
listen,
definitely in trouble.
Vanderbilt is 2-0, bro. They beat Alcorn
Mm,
State 55-0.
Vandy.
They beat Virginia Tech first week, and now they 55-0 over Alcorn State. They 2-0. Will they make a bowl game this year?
Oh, I'm gonna go
Who was
ahead and
that you
say
said? Well, who make a bowl game?
I'm gonna
Vanderbilt.
say let me look at Vandy real quick.
Vandy.
Man,
The SEC schedule is brutal, bro. It's brutal.
that's
Oh yeah, they're gonna.
they
Let
got
me see if I
Georgia
can
State,
find. Let me see if I can find 4 more wins for them. Yep, Georgia State, uh, Ball State.
Vanderbilt.
That's 4.
Vanderbilt bowl eligible this year. I
Ooh,
was looking at the
I don't
Ball
know.
State,
I don't know.
Ball State, Kentucky.
Possibly. No, they don't.
South Carolina.
They don't.
We got Georgia State coming. Ooh, 3, 4.
They don't, bro.
Yeah. Oh. Let me see
Vandy
where they
don't make it.
got.
Sorry, that's rough.
Then they got it at Auburn.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Vandy. I'm gonna go ahead and say Vandy do get in the bowl game this year.
Well, look, you only got Georgia State and Ball State as your other two automatic wins. That's only 4 wins. So where the other two wins coming from?
Kentucky didn't look good, bro.
I'm gonna say they could
So
get
okay,
Kentucky
so
and possibly even South Carolina.
Kentucky you at 5, and then who next? Auburn. They
You got
can't
to.
lose to Kentucky or Auburn or South Carolina.
I think they could get that South Carolina win and get it.
They got to go to Auburn. They got to go to LSU.
You think they can get South Carolina? South Carolina just
That's
smashed
going. That's going. Yeah,
Kentucky 31 to
they
6.
just killed Kentucky. Yeah.
They just smashed Kentucky, so they ain't getting that. So it looked like they might be in the dog fight with Kentucky. So if you just say that's one of their possibles, that's still just 5 games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we definitely think they can win 4
You
games.
got cold. I drunk it too slow. Say that again.
They can definitely win 4 games, but they can't get to 6.
Yeah, they got 4. They got 4 automatics, but them last 2 gonna be rough. You know, they can get Kentucky
Did they upset Auburn last
if
year?
they can get Kentucky. Say that again.
Did they upset Auburn last year?
Who?
Vanderbilt.
Vandy. Was it last year? I wouldn't call a win over Auburn an upset. Not no more. Not no more. Even though it's Vandy, but I just wouldn't call it an upset. I wouldn't. They fell all the way off, man, and I don't like how they just rank all the SEC teams. They just rank them at the beginning of the year, and then that way they can say all the SEC teams have all these tough schedules.
Gotcha.
You know what you just said, that it's proven to be true this so far that they ain't as good as everybody thought they was gonna be. They're not as at the top, they got some solid teams at the top, but at the bottom in the middle.
You're always gonna have 3, you're always gonna have 3 to 4 solid teams up at the top.
Yeah.
And then at the bottom, everybody just had their 4 or 5 automatic wins, and then they just have to get 4 more wins inside the conference or something to have a 10-2 record, or 3 more wins inside the conference to have 9-3 on the low end.
That's true. That's true.
How good is this Missouri team? That's what I want to know.
According to the rankings, better than last year. And I don't know about that.
That's what I'm looking at. According to the rankings, they started off with just Murray State and Buffalo. So
that's how they do the SEC though, man. And like I say,
they got Boston College coming up.
We'll never see Missouri again, but I wish we could play Missouri. I wish they could have somehow been on the schedule or something, dog.
That's what surprised me how I'm like, Missouri. I was like,
they played us last year when we
off
have all our firepower.
What?
Yeah.
I got to see them to believe them. That's one team I want to see to believe. I think I'm gonna tune in that Missouri team. I'm gonna tune in to them.
Well, yeah, they predicted to be in the top 6 in the SEC.
The SEC, yeah, I'm gonna definitely check them.
Well, look at here. Look at Missouri's first. How many games? Murray State, Buffalo.
Yeah.
They have Boston College next week, Vanderbilt, Texas A&M, who is a shell of what they were the first year they came into the SEC, UMass, Auburn, and then they play Alabama. So that's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games. That's 7 games. That's 7-0 going into Alabama. All right, you 7-1. Then they have Oklahoma after that. If they're any good, they should be able to beat Oklahoma if they're a top 10 SEC team. You know what I mean? So there you go. You should be at 8-1. You know what I mean? Then South Carolina 9-1. Then Mississippi State 10-1. Then Arkansas. They just up. Wow.
Shit,
I'm looking at 11-1 schedule for Missouri. Missouri might make the. They
might get a bye.
What conference? So yeah, they just like everybody else. Ain't no divisions within the conference. It's number 1 versus number 2.
Oh wow, they have a great chance. They got the weakest schedule in the
That schedule is garbage.
Wow.
They got 2 ranked teams, Alabama and Oklahoma. Other than that, they got a cakewalk. And the way Alabama look, don't let them play around and not
play
if they
around
can
and
knock
get
Alabama
Alabama
off, they can go.
Right.
Oklahoma got a tough SEC schedule too.
And look, they could if they knock Alabama off, go to the SEC championship game, they could lose that game and still make it in the playoffs.
Still make it to the they're gonna keep them in.
So if they go undefeated, they automatically in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. That schedule right there. Wow.
I'm gonna mark that down.
Ohio State schedule. They don't want our schedule compared to this. Unless some teams can step up and show that they're not the teams of the past. So
definitely.
Wow. Yeah. I'm excited for next week. I'm excited for this NFL for real. I need to see more do something.
Oh yeah, it's Sundays, man. This what I've been waiting for. That Sunday NFL football. Joey B and the gang is back. What's up with this guy? Let me finish this. Once I finish this stream.
What's your schedule looking like this week to jump on and do some lives?
What days you thinking? I'm gonna mark it down here.
Well, I always want to do that Wednesday for college football. Their games of the week, and then I gotta find a day to do the NFL though, because they play on. They care because they play on Thursdays. Man, I don't know. Maybe it's gonna have to be. I don't know, man. I have to do college on Tuesday and then the NFL on Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just let me know. However it fit better for you, because all I'm doing pretty much is recovering, so it just be in and out as far as in. Sometimes I might end up.
Wednesday I have volleyball, so.
Okay.
You play in Columbus City Schools volleyball thing?
Nah, I just ref.
Oh, you ref?
Yeah, the Charter League, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to figure that out for City League TV because I gotta go get this money. City League TV ain't paying me right now, so I gotta go get where the money at.
Once I get off, finish up my physical therapy for the knee and everything from when I had my surgery to City League, we'll be able to. I'll be able to link with you, get some of that action like you talked about as well, because I had seen when y'all was talking about that. We'll definitely be trying to get some of that going as well.
So when you do those games, C League TV, when you do those games, you got them saved somewhere where you could upload them to your YouTube channel?
Look, check big. Like if y'all wanted to go out and catch one of the games, I just got it on a tripod. And it's I'm just on Facebook and I'm just live. That's it. Nothing special right now at the moment.
You connect it to your phone to go live on Facebook?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
It's just live on Facebook. I got it on the tripod and I'm just moving back and forth.
Is it saved on a disc on your computer?
It's just on Facebook.
Does your camera have capability to put a little chip in there? I mean, a little disc in there?
Only things like that is if you just like recording a video. I'm quite sure
Oh, you're
I
not
know they have
recording it at all.
they have some type of little programs and stuff too, to where even you can I think you may be able to like hook just have some type of way to where you can actually have like a camcorder or an actual camera like connected with your phone or something, and you can use that to record while you're on Facebook Live too.
Oh, so you recording with your phone?
Yeah, I just right here, I just got it on
Oh,
my
okay.
phone and just on Facebook Live. That's it.
Okay.
Nothing special. Like you need all the computer. I would need a computer to like use an actual camcorder or something like that. I would need that whole big setup, computer,
'Cause I'm
mixing
getting,
board, all of that.
that's what I'm getting adjusted to, trying to figure out all the different connections to do that. Because I was thinking the same thing, like, how could we be doing it like how we doing now, live feed,
Let me end
and
this
having a
live and then we
comment
can chat
section
it
and
up real quick.
everything.
Is that cool?
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Thanks for tuning in for WTP Sports Dudes. Hook 'em.
1D out. Let's go.
Yes,
Peace out.
sir.
Thanks for having me, bro.
For sure.